Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your main event on WNKX. We have waited all day for this one here tonight between your Hickman County Bulldogs and the Lewis County Panthers. We saw just a couple of hours ago your Hickman County Lady Bulldogs taking home the district championship after an emphatic win over the Riverside Lady Panthers, and what a season it was for those Lady Dogs. But it's time for these boys of Hickman County to finish the job against a heated rival who they've already split one game apiece with. But now it's time to determine who the better team is. I'm Josh Copley, joined as always by Ron Puckett on WNKX for the second time today for the grand conclusion of the District 10 2A tournament.
It's going to be a fun time tonight. Two teams battled the year long. You know, both games that we played, neither one was very close. I kind of expect tonight to be a meet right in the middle. Action come down to the fourth quarter and see who can take home the championship.
If we look at the road traveled for both of these teams, Lewis County defeated Riverside on Thursday in a game that was pretty close until the fourth quarter. Riverside was playing a really good ball game, but Lewis County was able to bear down. They used that home floor advantage to propel them to almost a 20-point victory if they didn't hit that 20-point victory margin over the Panthers. Meanwhile, the Hickman County Bulldogs in Game 2 on Thursday, they were in, no pun intended, a dogfight with East Hickman until the Dogs were able to pull away fairly comfortably at the end of the game. So both teams have fought battles to be here. They've played really tough regular seasons, and they've both excelled. Very similar records between these two teams. It's almost like looking into a mirror. Each team has only lost one time in district play, and it was to each other. So I know these coaches have prepared. I know Coach Dawson of Hickman County has prepared. I know Coach Luke Scott of Lewis County, he has prepared. And I cannot wait. You can just feel the energy at Lewis County High School. It is a packed house, a lot of Bulldog fans and a lot of Panther fans. They're ready to get loud, and they're ready to get rowdy here in about 12 and a half minutes time.
Should be a fun night. You were talking about the coaches preparing. You know, as I said before the girls' game, in the first game, one team makes adjustments. In the second game, the other team makes adjustments. Tonight, it'll be the Bulldogs who have to make some adjustments to counteract what happened the last time we were in this gym just a couple of weeks ago. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Dawson has come up with to kind of counteract what Lewis County did in the last meeting.
And thinking back to the beginning of the year, Lewis County, they expected this to be their season. This is one of the most talented Panther teams that we have seen in quite some time, at least on the basketball floor. They've beaten these Hickman County Bulldogs once. Now they have a chance to call themselves the district champions, to gain a whole lot of momentum into the region tournament next week. We know they took a lot of time and effort in constructing this new facility, this new gymnasium, so they could host this tournament. This means so much to the fans, to the players, to the coaches here at Lewis County to be able to have this event right here in their own backyard, to be able to bring in the revenue from concessions and ticket sales, to see their gymnasium packed, dominated by their hometown fans from right here in Hohenwald, Tennessee. And Hickman County would love nothing more than to play the spoiler. Lewis County wants to ascend and take their spot on the district throne. And there's a lot of talent, as we said, on both sides. Ron, who are we looking out for in this one?
Well, obviously, Lewis County, the main threats that they have are Dalton Hull, Bo Banks, and Tyler Tanner. No, not Tyler Tanner.
Vanderbilt Commodore Tyler Tanner?
that would not be correct. I can't think of his name right now. Maddox Tanner is his name. They are their three main scoring options. And so the Bulldogs are going to have to slow them down. In the last game, we couldn't do it. Hull and Banks had phenomenal games against us last time, pretty much being able to do whatever they wanted to do. So Hickman County is going to have a game plan that slows them down, that holds them to one shot. And then Hickman County needs to be able to get out in the open floor and score some points in transition. If they allow Lewis County to set up that matchup 2-3 zone, Lewis County is very aggressive in it. They've got active hands. They're able to cover the passing lanes, challenge shots. It's going to be a whole lot harder to score unless we're just super hot like we were in the first game from three-point range.
And, you know, Hickman County was watching closely that Lewis County Riverside game on Thursday. And something important to note, one of the main criticisms of Dakota Hull's game has been his dominance going right. But we saw on Thursday and in games past, he is a force to be reckoned with, driving in with his left hand. He's trying to add that element to his game. He's trying to diversify to become a balanced basketball player, and he is really hard to stop once he gets going.
He's someone you've got to stay between the goal on. He likes to use his size. He likes to get inside, use that size to his advantage. And we've got the guy who can kind of stop him with in Tyler McKinnon, because Tyler's bigger. You know, Tyler just has to stay in good defensive position in order to challenge those shots, make Hull shoot over the top of him. You're not going to shut him down. He's going to score some points, but you need to keep him in that, 12 to 15 range rather than letting him get 25.
And you already mentioned him earlier, but Maddox Tanner, number 1 for the Panthers, he is an absolutely electric shooter from beyond the arc. There were so many times in matchups prior where it felt like Hickman County was right there, but then he would hit some big-time three-pointers to either widen the gap to silence the Hickman County momentum. And I'm expecting him to try that again here tonight. He is a guy that Coach Scott can rely on to hit a big-time shot when he needs it made. And there's a lot of guys that can come off this Lewis County bench that can make some big-time shots as well. I think of number 22, Carson Stewart. He has gotten a lot of time on the floor. He's made the most of his minutes. I think of number 4, Toby Feidinger. He can knock down some threes as well whenever his number is called, because it's almost like we see with the Hickman County Lady Dogs. When you garner so much attention to one player, you have 4 or 5, 6 other players who can step up and knock down threes as well, and then you don't know what to do. And Lewis County is that same multi-headed monster who can hit you from all over the place with a myriad of different guys. So Hickman County going to have to be prepared for all sorts of offensive schemes and attacks tonight. But
on the bright side, Hickman County is like that also. They've got several different guys who can put up some points, score some points. So Lewis County has to have a strategy for that also.
And I was just about to say, we saw on Thursday for the Hickman County Bulldogs a bit of return to form for some of these shooters. Will McDonald historically had not shot very well against East Hickman, but he came out and made some big-time shots. Tim Puckett, who was one of the better shooters, the only Bulldog to average double digits against the Eagles, he came out and made some big-time shots as well, showing his value. And I feel like we have to talk about as well Braden Brown. How could we forget the run he went on in that second half against the Eagles on Thursday? Scored 8 points on his own in the span of a minute or 2 minutes. Had 2 big threes and a wide-open layup under the basket. So it's going to be those 3 you got to watch out for. But then how are we going to see Tyler McKinnon contribute? It seems like every time he gets rolling, at least this season, well, then we see some foul trouble. Maybe he tweaks something and has to come out for a few minutes because of an injury. Can we get a full four-quarter consistent performance from big number 25?
So some of the key players tonight, I feel like, are going to be Tyler McKinnon, Kylan Sill, Brody Worley. Those 3 guys are going to, they're going to get minutes, and if they can maximize those minutes, we're going to be in a lot better shape.
It's pretty awesome getting a look on this floor and just see how many electric basketball players there are in this small little district. I mean, Lewis County, Hickman County, both pretty small schools, both pretty small populations when you think about just the county, yet they're able to produce so much talent. They're always able to put on some good shows for us as broadcasters and for the fans as well. We are certainly privileged, and I would argue maybe a little bit spoiled.
Well, So be it. I like to be spoiled.
So be it.
It is some good basketball.
And we've got just over 5 minutes to go until we tip off with the district championship game. And Ron, I can't believe we haven't talked about him yet, but Dylan Qualls of Hickman County. I think if he can get involved scoring the ball, we know how valuable he's been on the defensive side. We know last week when they were without Tyler McKinnon, when they were without Kylan Seal, he stepped up and played that middle third on that 2-3 zone, and he was guarding the interior better than anybody we've seen all season. So if he can keep rolling on the defensive side, but then get back to what he's best at, and that is driving to the rim and racking up 10, 12, 15 points in this game, that might be an X factor to look out for as well.
It absolutely could. Dylan is one that we expect him to play good defense every night. He normally draws one of the better players on the team. I imagine tonight he's probably going to be guarding Bo Banks, and it's going to be up to him to keep him from being able to slash to the rim, get to the rim on that right-hand side of the lane. But Dylan is a key factor. If he can start, he and Tyler score some points at the rim, all of a sudden that zone has to collapse in, and then you have inside-out passes out to your shooters with their shoulders squared up to the rim.
So certainly a lot to look out for. And Ron, I want to ask you something as a former player and a current coach. So right now, we can talk about Lewis County's home court advantage. They're going to have the crowd on their side. They're playing on a floor they're more comfortable with. But looking at how many Hickman County fans have shown up tonight, there might not be that much of a difference as far as fan population, but this is the third game Hickman County's played on this floor in a span of 2 weeks. So do you think these Dogs are going to be more comfortable on this floor tonight?
Well, I think in your third game, you're probably looking at them being a little more comfortable. They're probably going to shoot a little better, at least we hope so. Fan-wise, yeah, it's going to be just as loud on one side as it's going to be on the other side. That's a great thing about these tournaments. And then I do expect the Dogs to be a little more comfortable in here.
And of course, with the third matchup, it's hard to hide anything from your opponent. You've pretty much shown them all there is to show. So do you expect to see either Coach Scott or Coach Dawson break out anything new, pull any aces from up their sleeve?
I'd be surprised. At this time of the year, you are what you are. Lewis County, they're going to run that zone. We're probably going to play a man-to-man. What it comes down to now is which team executes the best.
Indeed. And now we see on the far side from us, the Lewis County student section has arrived in full force. Some body paint over there that shows how much it means to them. And all throughout this tournament, Lewis County has had an awesome supporting base. That student section has shown up and shown out for every single game. It's hard not to tip your hat.
They're excited. They're excited. They're lining up right down there on the baseline, trying to yell at some of our shooters. Some of our guys are smiling at them. This is what it's all about.
Now, Ron, how difficult is it to overcome that crowd noise when there's, people your age, your peers, chirping in your ear for a whole game?
If you're focused, it shouldn't be a problem at all. If you're hearing the crowd, you're not really focused on what you're supposed to be doing.
And that's something I'm sure they've been prepping for as well, because preparation, I feel like it's not only just what you can prepare for physically, it's also preparing mentally. So what goes into preparing mentally for a game as opposed to physically?
Well, different players have different strategies as far as preparing mentally. I know for me, a lot of times before the game, I'm visualizing shots that I might get during the game. I'm visualizing where I'm supposed to be on defense. I'm focusing on all those things. And for me, I would always have kind of a quiet time where I just kind of sat down 4 or 5 minutes, and that got me mentally prepared, mentally focused for the game that day. Other people have different strategies. There's no set way to do it. You just got to make sure you're ready.
And I know for a fact they are just that. They are ready, just as we are ready on WNKX for this audio-only presentation of the District Championship game. Both teams now clearing the floor, and we're about ready to introduce the starting lineups. It's hard not
All
to
right.
get. It's hard not to get
ready.
goosebumps right now. It's
Oh,
hard.
yeah.
Let's go.
This is fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Director of Schools, Dr. Tracy McAfee, Principal Alan Clark, and Athletic Director Jonathan Owen, we welcome you to Homewell, Tennessee, on the beautiful campus.
But I do
of
want to
Lewis
give a
County
very
High
special
School.
thank you to
For the
Lewis County for being such a gracious host to us, for giving us a place to set up shop.
Basketball championship
I got a chance to talk to
game.
some of Lewis County's broadcast team, their media team, and they are some awesome people. It's been a pleasure getting to get more acquainted with them as we enter into the postseason, because on the floor it is a heated rivalry, but at the end of the day, we all are just people wanting to watch some good basketball. And just like the girls' championship, we got the 1 versus the 2 seed, just as it was supposed to be, the 2 best teams in the district. And it will be the Hickman County Bulldogs having their starting lineups introduced first. Leading the charge is number 1, Dylan Qualls. Then it's number 2, Braden Brown. Then number 3, Tim Puckett, followed by number 4, Will McDonald, and rounded out by number 25, the center, Tyler McKinnon. And that is your starting 5 for the Bulldogs, the starting 5 that we are very much accustomed to. And now the lights are going down, and the Panthers about to make their entrance to the floor. First for Lewis County, it's number 1, Maddox Tanner. Then it's number 2, J.D. Woods. I got number 4, Kobe Feidinger. And then number 11, one of the best players in the region. It's number 11, Dakota Hull, the junior. And rounding out the Lewis County starting 5, it's number 12, also a junior, Bo Banks. So Ron, only 1 senior on this Lewis County starting 5, and that should tell you a lot about how they're set up for next year as well.
They're gonna have a good solid team, lots of young players. But right now for Hickman County, the only thing that matters is tonight.
All that matters is tonight. It's Hull, it's McKinnon on the LC. About to tip us off in the district championship game. It's the Panthers, it's the Bulldogs. It's underway and it's tipped. Won by Hickman County. Dylan Qualls secures it and gives to Braden Brown. Brown on the right side, dribbles top of the key. Goes up to Qualls. There's McKinnon high post. Dishes back over to Qualls. Qualls in the corner. McDonald from 3. It's good! Will McDonald starting off the festivities with a corner triple.
Nice setup by Dylan Qualls there. Looked off Bo Banks to the wing toward Brown and passed it to McDonald.
Bounce pass inside the hole, right corner. Jumping through, Feidinger outside the arc. Hull tries from 3 in the corner. No good. Rebounded by Brown. Brown to McDonald, left side. Will fires across the way to Puckett. Dish to Qualls. McKinnon blocked by Hull. Hull secures it and goes down the right side. Banks drives on Qualls to Hull at the right wing. Tanner, deep 3 over Braden Brown. It kicks off the iron, rebounded by Qualls, and Dylan takes it himself down the floor. Gives up to McDonald. Puckett, Brown, corner 3. Overshot it, rebounded by Feidinger. Pushing it down to Banks. Banks steps through, jump stop, mid-range. Off the glass, no good. Banks has the board. His putback is good. Man, Ron, it is already loud in here. I can barely hear myself think.
It's loud and it's fast-paced right now.
3-2, Dogs up front. 6:15 to play in the first quarter. Braden Brown, right side of the floor. Gives left to Puckett. Dribbles to the top. and gives way to Brown. Back to Puckett. Tim from three. No good. It's a fight for the board. McDonald's got it. Tries to take it up, and he draws a foul.
Good job there by Will getting on the board.
And something we saw in the girls' district championship game, free throws were at a premium. Both teams were struggling at the line. Hickman County needs to learn from that and capitalize on these points. McDonald, his first one's good. McDonald has had several games this year where he has had a lot of opportunities at the free throw line, and that's been a lot of times where his most points have come from.
He's good at attacking the rim, getting offensive rebounds, putting himself in those positions to draw fouls.
Feidinger, volleyball line, hands to Hull, high post. Hull wants to drive, picks up his dribble, gives out to Tanner, right wing. Tanner passes left to Banks. Banks on Qualls, top of the key. Gives right to Hull. Now right to Feidinger in the corner, back to Hull. Hull wants to drive, step back from the left elbow. It's short, and Feidinger runs it down. McKinnon rips it away, and a jump ball. Already, with that jump ball, we're seeing how badly these players want it.
They're out there hustling.
Banks to Feidinger, gives back to Banks. On the left side of the floor, guarded by Qualls. Banks looking for room to drive, picks up his dribble, across the way, Hull to Wood. Woods hands to Banks. Feidinger, corner three, over Puckett, it's short, and Qualls has the board.
Dylan's already got 2-3 rebounds.
Hickman County pushing it down the floor. McDonald has it top of the key, passes left to Brown. Hickman County slowing it down a little bit. A packed Lewis County student section. McDonald from the wing, contested three, off the iron, rebounded by Brown. He takes it back up for two. 7-2 Bulldogs, 4:30 to play in the first quarter. Hull spins through, takes it to the bucket, missed it short, but a whistle and a foul.
That's a typical Dalton Hull move. Took 2 dribbles to the left and then a quick spin back to the right. Tyler needs to keep him going left. We've got help side there. Stay on that right shoulder and don't let him spin.
So that sends Dakota Hull to the line. First free throw, misses it short. We talked about him earlier, number 22, Carson Stewart, subbing in for J.D. Woods. Stewart, a very reliable freshman. Hull's second free throw, this one on the money. 7-3 now. Dogs up by 4. Brown slowly bringing it up to the floor. Hands to McDonald near the volleyball line. To Puckett, right wing. Back up top to McDonald. Quick swing to Brown. Back to McDonald. He tries to drive. Baseline and throws it out of bounds off of Hull. It's one of those plays that looks dirty but completely legal as he throws it off of Dakota Hull out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dogs. Smart basketball from McDonald. Brown floats to Will. McDonald pulls from 3. There's another one. A couple of triples for Will Mack in the first quarter. And that sort of productivity is what the Dogs needed. Tanner, left wing, wants to drive on Brown, spins through. High post, gives to Banks, deep 3, on the money. And that was a well-contested shot, but an even better attempt by Banks.
Dylan stepped in a little too close to give help on Tanner right there. We got to stay on Banks. Let Tanner try to go one-on-one on Braden. Braden was staying with him.
Puckett goes to Brown. Back to Puckett, left wing, to the corner. McDonald drives baseline. Gives back out to Qualls. Puckett now. Brown, corner 3. Another triple for the Bulldogs. They have been living lavish from three-point land. Banks fires coast to coast. Feidinger, pump fake. Gives up top, Hull, wide open three. Misses short, rebounded by McKinnon. 13-6 Bulldogs. Just under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Brown, left wing. Goes across to Puckett. Back to Brown. Walls, touch pass, McDonald. This one misses. Tipped out by Puckett, and Qualls runs it down. Back to Tim. He goes baseline. What a move by Timmy. Don't see him break that out too often, but when he does, it's a beauty.
He hung up in the air a little bit, let the defender get by him.
And Tanner misses the return three, rebounded by Puckett. Qualls now, ball at the left wing.
They've gone man-to-man now.
And he's fouled by Banks.
Lewis County's gone man-to-man to try to match up. Hickman County, you asked about whether or not they were getting used to the gym. I think they're getting a little bit used to the gym. Came out, what have we hit, 3 threes so far?
It's been a spectacular performance.
Now, matching up man-to-man, we should have some mismatches. 22 cannot stay with Tyler McKinnon inside.
It's Brown crossing the logo off the inbound. 2 minutes to go in the first, 15-6. And there's
That's
McKinnon.
Gonna be a push off on Tyler. He had the position. He just put his hand straight into him and pushed. That's going to be 2 fouls on Tyler.
Had him there inside. Now we've got some substitutions. Kylan Seal taking over for Tyler McKinnon. And
In that situation, you just got to keep your arms straight. Row catch it one-handed.
Kylan Seal has answered the call every time he's been summoned this season. Gonna need to come up big here tonight. Stewart up top, goes right wing to Feidinger. Now back up top with Hull. Bounce pass, Tanner. Missed it short. I believe a dog got a hand on it.
Colin Seal blocked it.
Hickman County on a break. Puckett pump fakes a corner three. Dishes to Seal. He steps through, looking for help. Has Brown across the way to Puckett. Corner three. Tim Puckett with a three from the corner. 18-6. Bulldogs rolling. Banks, left wing. Lewis needing to answer. Dishes to Feidinger. Up top, the freshman, Stewart, buries the three.
Nice shot.
How about the freshman answering the call? A big-time three. Puckett steps left, looks to stay hot, misses short, rebounded by Tanner. And there goes Banks. Flying down the floor. Feidinger, corner three. Overshot it, rebounded by Seal. 45 seconds left in the first. Brown to McDonald. Right wing, step back, three. Will missed that one short. Into the hands. Oh, and Brown takes it right back. Spin move. Missed it short. So Tanner recovers nicely after the turnover. Tanner wants to drive, lost it for a moment, but a foul called on the Dogs.
It's probably going to be on Dylan Qualls reaching in from behind, trying to strip him.
And that will be Qualls' first foul tonight. The third team foul with 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Banks, inbounding, out to Hull. Guarded by Qualls. Pump fake, step through. Comes up short. There's Qualls, pushing it to McDonald. Steps through Banks, and he takes it all the way home.
That play was set up by Dylan Qualls. Got the rebound through a pass that led Will to the perfect spot.
Banks spins, and a foul. And that should send Banks to the line. Banks is so athletic and hard to stop when has all that downward momentum. And I want to remind everybody, Bo Banks has an immaculate mustache. He does. I got to give credit where it's due.
Imagine he gets a lot of comments on that mustache.
And Banks sinks the first of two free throws. Cuts it to 10. Feidinger subbing out. Woods back in for Lewis County. Phoenix McDonald, the junior, number 0, in for the first time tonight. Banks' second free throw on target. 20-11. Dogs ahead by 9. 5 seconds. Will steps into a three. Missed it. Puckett, put back. And it rattles in. Tim Puckett. He's feeling it. And the Dogs are rolling after the first quarter. 22-11. And what an opening quarter it was for Hickman County. But, Ron, still 3 whole quarters left. And if that girls' district championship game was any indicator, it's never over until that final horn sounds.
We have to play with that same intensity that we played that first quarter. Defensively, we played with urgency. We were in our spots. We played good, solid defense. We can't have that lapse that lets them go on a 10-0 run, something like that. We want to try to stretch it out. Every minute, let's try to add 1 point. Every minute, let's try to add 1 point.
And while we have a break in the action, a very special thank you to our sponsors: Ascension St. Thomas, Meriwether Lewis Electric Company, Pizza Hut, the McDonald Funeral Home, Heritage Bank and Trust, and the Three Rivers Community Health Group. Our heart goes out to all of those wonderful organizations for making this broadcast possible. So here we go, both teams taking the floor after Tim Puckett had an electric buzzer beater to end the first quarter on what was an immaculate putback.
Hey, it was nice. Ball came off the rim. He knew he didn't have time to go back down to the floor and come up, so he shot it on the tip. It was about a 10-foot jumper on the tip.
And we're underway. Second quarter. Brown lost it, but it goes right to Tim Puckett. A fortunate break there for Hickman County. McDonald inside, top of the key to Qualls. Puckett from the right wing.
It's a good challenge right there by Tanner.
This one doesn't fall. Seal on the floor. Dogs trying to force the jump. And they've got the jump ball.
Good hustle right there, guys. Good hustle. Colin Seal laying it out on the floor. Will coming in, tying that ball up.
To quote Drowning Pool, let the bodies hit the floor, and that's exactly what was going on right there. Kylan Seal putting his body on the line. The arrow favors the Panthers. Up top, Woods goes left to Tanner. There's McDonald in the right corner. There's Woods. Dribbles inside, hands out. Tanner, right wing, down the hole in the right corner. Hole dribbles up top. Picks up his dribble, looks for help. Nice back cut by Tanner, and he's got an easy 2.
That's twice Braden's been beat on that. The first time Kylan was able to block the shot, that time he couldn't. He's got to make them go to that dribble handoff, not get out and deny that pass.
So make it 22-13 as we've played 1 minute and 15 seconds into the second quarter. Brown to Seal, high post. McDonald, wide open 3. That one rolls out. It's loose, still rolling, and picked up by Phoenix McDonald. McDonald pushing it to Hull. Hull hesitates, now drives, draws a foul, and that might be an and 1. Not sure what the officials rule it.
Yeah, it will be.
And they will count the bucket.
That's 2 on Colin Sill. We've got to stay on the ground.
Maybe it's the nerves a little bit, the adrenaline kicking in. And Hull, his and 1 rattles out, so no 3-point play, but the layup still counts. 22-15, Dogs ahead. Qualls, left to Puckett. Back to Qualls. Up top, wants to drive right, has room right to the lane.
Right there.
Qualls, a little do-it-yourself.
They're going to go man-to-man. We need Dylan getting the ball at the 15-foot line and attacking the rim.
Banks, right wing, almost lost it, but gets it left to Woods. Tanner tries that back cut. This time Brown stays with it. Hull, right elbow, backing down. Up top, Phoenix McDonald. His 3 rattles out. And Kylan Seal showing off the hops, getting vertical for the rebound. McDonald, up top, high post. Has it knocked out by Banks. Banks taking it the other way. Steps through over Qualls, doesn't get it to fall, but the putback is secured by Dakota Hull. And Hull was flying down the floor. What an athlete he is. And a timeout is called by Coach Dawson. And the Panthers certainly not going to go away, chipping away at this deficit 24-17. 5:22 in the second quarter going into this timeout.
The Panthers went man-to-man. the Dogs really, instead of adjusting and starting to attack the rim with their mismatches, still tried to focus on getting three-point shots. And it's a little harder against a man-to-man. Those shots are going to be challenged. So I'd like to see us kind of re-emphasize getting the ball to Dylan Qualls at that high post and let him just attack the rim. And then if they crash in, Dylan's good at passing out and creating shots for other people.
Well, it would be no surprise to anybody to see the amount of ebbs and flows, the changes and adjustments made in this game by both head coaches. I think it's simply going to come down to who makes the adjustments better, who adapts.
Yep.
And it will be dog ball off the timeout. Brown.
Lewis County still in a man-to-man.
Bounce pass Puckett. Looking for somebody.
Have to put the ball on the floor.
And Puckett starts dribbling, goes to the left wing with Brown. Qualls, top of the key.
They're going to sag off Dylan.
Not wanting to give him any room to drive.
Invite him into shooting that three.
Brown goes back to Qualls. Ooh, almost lost it. A little one-hand snag from Dylan. He wants to drive. Brody Worley in the game. Corner three, misses that one short. Rebounded by Woods. The first time we're seeing Brody Worley tonight. Tanner wants to drive. Goes through traffic. Blocked by Seal. And that will go out of bounds off of Kylan, of course. Bo Banks to throw it in from the baseline.
Seen several good defensive plays on both sides so far.
Banks inbounds to Hull. Hull looking for room to drive, spins through, gives out up top. McDonald fires from deep. He misses it. Brown tips it up to Kylan Seal. So the Dogs not giving up any second chance opportunities on that one. And it will be Dylan Qualls, ball in his hand near the volleyball line. Bounce pass to Seal. High post. Dribbles left. Hands to Brown. Brown looking for help. Goes to the right corner with Qualls. Inside to Seal. Had positioning. Takes it up. Missed it. Worley with the board. His putback finds its home.
Big rebound by Brody Worley right there. We needed those points.
And that seems to be
the tide.
That seems to be where Worley is most valuable. Those incredible rebounds. Driving inside, and right there, Phoenix McDonald took a whole vacation on that walk, and
Tim did a good job of sliding over and being there when he was trying to attack, and it kind of just messed up his steps.
And it's hard to fault McDonald too much. There was really just nowhere to go.
No.
Well guarded there by the Dogs. 3.5 minutes to play in the first half. 26-17, Hickman County up front. Worley at the left wing, guarded by Hull. Passes right, Qualls, top of the key. Right wing, it's Seal. Seal, one dribble and a pass to Qualls to the other wing. Seal on the cut, steps through, scoop, misses well short, contested by Carson Stewart. Hull now, up the floor, might want to go all the way himself, spins through. The shot was well contested, but not without a foul committed by the Dogs.
Guess which way he spun.
Right?
We got to get some help side coming down. When he starts dribbling left, trap him from that weak side. If you'll get over there, get your feet set, you can take a charge when he spins back.
And Hull does have a very lethal spin move. Very athletic young man. His first free throw, nothing but net. The second one on its way off the back iron and rebounded by Qualls. So 1 for 2 from the line goes Dakota Hull. Right wing, it's Brown. Dribbles left, high post, gives up top to Qualls. Puckett now at the left wing, goes right to Seal. Keeping it beyond the arc. Brown now wants to drive from the left side, step back, goes to Qualls. Brown in the corner. Across the way to Puckett. Tim wants to drive, steps through, dishes to Brown, to Worley. Brody wants to drive, bounce pass out to Qualls. So a nice defensive hold there by the Panthers.
Good offense here, though. We're being up.
And Qualls has it ripped away. Bo Banks going the other way. Jump stop. Puts it over a couple of Dogs for a bucket.
I spoke too quick. Banks got a good steal right there on Qualls.
And on that Braden Brown play in the left corner, it looked like he might have gotten away with a push-off, and that's probably why he hesitated on that shot.
Yeah.
6-point game, 26-20. Dogs with the advantage. 2 minutes to play in the first half.
Get out. There he is. Up.
And Banks jumps it, tries to save it. Unable to run it down, but it does stall out the Dogs for the time being. And Hickman County looking to make some substitutions. Kylan Seal being replaced by Tyler McKinnon. Tim Puckett being replaced by Will McDonald. Will McDonald on fire in the first quarter. Got himself a nice little reprieve. Brown to inbound sideline. Gives it to McDonald. He dribbles it back up top near the logo. Now back to Brown. Floats it inside to McKinnon. A bit too tall. And it's taken away by the Panthers. Tanner gives right. Banks for three. Over Qualls. It's good. I know we talk a lot about Dakota Hull, but Bo Banks might be their best scorer over these last few weeks.
They're two really good players. They feed off each other. They make each other better.
A yin and yang, perhaps. McDonald gives out to Worley, left wing. Qualls top of the key. Bounce pass inside to McKinnon. It's low. And another steal for Lewis. Oh, and looking for Tanner. Banks put a little too much mustard on it. And what could have been an easy bucket for the Panthers turns into a turnover. That's brutal for Lewis County right there. They had a bucket right there. Under a minute to play in the first half. Dogs by 3. And they also have the ball. Qualls. He wants to drive the little Euro step. And a walk. Qualls turned around, 2 fingers saying, that's 2 steps. But the officials see something different.
Bulldogs switching to a 2-3 zone here.
Banks slowing things down. Feidinger, left corner. Bounce past the hole, left elbow. Being trapped, looking for help. Gets it to Stewart. Feidinger, open 3 over Qualls. It's no good. Rebounded by McKinnon. 20 seconds to go in the half. Brown slowing it down. 10 seconds near the logo. Got to get something going soon. Hands to Qualls. 5 seconds. Nice move. Dillon wants to take it himself, and he's fouled by Hull.
Good straight line attack. That's what we need more of right here. They've been going man-to-man. That's what I've been wanting to see more of. But, Dillon and Will are our best attackers. Braden can turn the corner, get to the rim, get some man-to-man. Those are the guys that have to get to the lane, either get shots or when they sag in, kick out to the shooters.
And Lewis County, really both of these teams have been playing disciplined basketball. That was only Hull's first foul of the night. And in previous matchups, he's the one that's usually getting a little foul happy. So it's got to feel good for Coach Scott to see him playing such good defense, but also taking care of those fouls. Qualls made the first free throw, made it a 2-possession game, 27-23. Free throw number 2 on the way with 2.5 seconds to play in the second quarter. Qualls, he's got them both. Hull might want to let it fly. He does. And batted down by Brown. Worley, half-court heave. Oh! Falls just short. But what a first half it was, really, for both teams. That was exciting. That was fun. And we've got 16 more minutes left on WNKX. Your score, Dogs 28, Panthers 23.
The license plate is 651.
Ron, I don't think I've ever welcomed a halftime break more than this one. We need to come down from cloud 9 for a little bit. That was exhilarating, to say the least.
That was good. Unfortunately, that was a typical half for Hickman County. come out lights out the first quarter. Second quarter kind of hit a dead spot. We scored 22 points in the first, 6 points in the second. Didn't really adjust. Lewis County's made their adjustment, switched to a man-to-man, and we weren't able to respond with a solid quarter. Normally, we want to score about 14, 15 points a quarter. If we score our 14, 15 points a quarter right there, we're in good shape.
Well, and these back and forths are exactly what you would expect from two really good teams when they go head-to-head. It's not like we were expecting a blowout or a one-sided affair by any means. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot more back and forths in these final two quarters.
But if you have a chance to put that blowout in,
oh, why not?
you want to take advantage of it. I kind of
Absolutely.
felt like we passed up some opportunities in that second quarter.
Oh, goodness. So, Ron, they've brought back out the rubber duck
Yep.
at midcourt. And this is probably the most kids I've seen throwing these ducks.
All right. We're going to give a play-by-play on Mark Walls.
Mark Walls rears back, lets it fly.
Is
That's
right.
beautiful.
Oh, hit the front duck. Hit the front of the duck.
And mayoral candidate Mark
somebody just
Walls
rimmed out.
hits it off the front of the duck. Almost got it. And there's a lot of good shooters here.
There's nobody else throwing in our
Oh,
section.
another one. Another one rimmed
one's
out.
in.
Wait, oh, yeah,
One's
we got
in.
one. I have no clue who got it,
another
though.
one in.
I believe these kiddos have had a lot of practice over these last few days we've been here.
I think so. I'm kind of disappointed. There wasn't a lot of people up here, though, I could give a play-by-play action of.
Well, Mark Walls was the closest one, and he was 2 rows down.
Chris
So.
Chilton didn't give us our obligatory duck today.
He's probably celebrating with his district championship winning daughter, Zoe Chilton, right now. But I think
as well they should.
I think a lot of them hung around to support their guys.
Yeah, they are. I saw them down there just a little bit ago.
But speaking of supporting, we're still seeing a lot of fans from East and Riverside here as well, because they're all wanting to see how this tournament ends as well. But, if you're Riverside, you've driven over an hour to get here, so you may as well see how it ends.
And the great thing about this is, the kids are always happy to pick up the ducks, too.
Oh, yeah.
There's a swarm at half court.
All right, kids, student section, I hope you are in here. We're going to start by giving a $10 Shell gift gas card. That is going to Ryland.
So, real quick, while we have a moment break, I want to give a moment of remembrance. I want to give my condolences. Hickman County lost a member of their community over the last 24 hours. Sympathies extended to the family of Mikey Thomason, and he is one of my good friends, Dalton's father. We love that family. They mean a lot to this community, so our thoughts and our prayers are with the Thomason family.
They absolutely are. He was a great guy. I saw him just the other day. We had a quick conversation, but he was one. He'd always see me, talk to me, always had something nice to say, and I really feel for that family because we're going to miss him.
If you have any way to contact any member of that family, reach out to them, let them know that you're thinking about them and that you love them. And in case you were curious, there is a visitation from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock tomorrow afternoon and into the evening, and the funeral will be at 1 o'clock on Monday afternoon at the McDonald Funeral Home. So once again, our thoughts and prayers are with the Thomason family.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And we've got just about 5.5 minutes left until we resume with the second half in this district championship. And I want to thank our sponsors, Ascension St. Thomas, Meriwether Lewis Electric Company, Pizza Hut, the McDonald Funeral Home, Heritage Bank and Trust, and the Three Rivers Community Health Group. And Ron, I understand you've got some statistics for us.
I have a few stats to share. Will McDonald, 10 points in the first quarter. No points in the second quarter. He had 10. Tim Puckett, 7 points in the first quarter. No points in the second quarter. He had 7 points, and I say that because Lewis County did a really good job. Those two guys came out hot. Lewis County in the second quarter did a really good job of shutting down Tim and Will. Braden Brown, 5 points. I believe he had all of his maybe in the first quarter. And I think our points the second quarter came from Dylan Qualls, who had 4. Brody Worley had 2. So that should add up to a grand total of 28.
So indeed, a first half that was pretty balanced for the Dogs as far as scoring, a lot of different names getting involved, and a lot of names that could get involved before the game's over. I'm expecting to see Tyler McKinnon add his name to the list, Kylan Seal, maybe even Carter Goodwin. May see him get some minutes in this game depending on how things unfold. And I want to make note, I don't know what giveaways they're doing here at Lewis County High School. Somebody just won a PlayStation 5. Those things are not cheap.
That's how you get your students to show up.
Yeah, no kidding. So props to whoever's funding that giveaway. And shout out to the student that won it. I'm not sure who it was, but they're walking home with El Cinco.
He's
Spanish for the 5
right now.
Yeah. I was talking to Isaiah, of course, one of my best friends, and
I think I know
your
him.
son, yeah. And he was saying how he looks forward to getting his PlayStation 5 privileges back since Tim is sort of taken over now that you guys have had to split up over these last few months while your house gets repaired.
Yeah, you know, that's what happens when you have a fire and you have to kind of live in different spots for a little bit. I think Tim has taken over the PS5. I walked into Roger's house last night, and Tim was just sitting there kind of curled up, playing it. But Isaiah's a working man now. He doesn't have time for such frivolous toys like that.
Yeah. Well, both teams now with their shoot-around. 2:45 to go in the halftime break. This has already felt like the longest halftime break because I'm just ready to watch the second half.
I feel like they put 12 or 15 minutes on the clock. I was saying the same thing. I looked up and there's still 3.5, 4 minutes left. I was like, come on, let's get this show on the road. I'm ready for some basketball. Let's decide this thing.
You know, at the high school level, we don't have computers feeding us endless stats and endless talking points. We're doing this off the dome, Ron. We're doing our Boy Scout best out here.
Maybe we can use Gemini sometime and,
Yeah.
Please don't move your car.
Well, in these final 2 minutes, I guess we could talk about how exciting it is that baseball season's finally back. Spring training for Major League Baseball has begun over these last couple of days.
I'm a Cardinals fan. I haven't paid attention to it this year because I already know what our season's going to be like.
Well, as a Reds fan, I know your pain, but after a playoff win, not a win, the Reds got annihilated by the Dodgers both games last year, but with a playoff appearance, I have hope for this year.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're in a rebuild year, so.
Well, the Reds were rebuilding my entire childhood, so.
Well, your entire childhood, I was enjoying the Cardinals at that time.
Oh, well, they were like the dynasty.
That's back when we had Pujols and, Molina.
Well, a lot of my childhood friends were Cardinals fans, Isaiah being one, Luke Brown, another big Cardinals fan. So I had to hear it from them all throughout grade school.
So I remember the year the Cardinals won the World Series. Isaiah would start off watching the game with us, and then he'd always fall asleep about the 7th inning, and I'd have to fill him in on what happened at the end of the game. He'd say, I'm going to stay up for the next one.
Baseball's not that boring,
about the
is it?
7th inning, he was out of it.
I wonder how the Puckett household was reacting to that notorious infield fly rule that was called against the Atlanta Braves.
Oh, it was great. It was great.
For any Cardinals fans, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's right. That was absolutely the right call.
Well, I think we've cleared up enough airtime, and it's time for basketball. These fans are getting rowdy, and we see both teams huddled up on their respective side.
All right, key this half is going to be whether or not the Bulldogs can come up with some plays, some strategies to score points against that man-to-man defense that Lewis County has thrown at them.
And again, it's all about consistency. Will the last half be Hickman County's one good half of the game, or will they find a way to play 4 consistent quarters? Only time will tell, and we are underway. Braden Brown at the logo. Dogs with the ball first. Hands to McDonald. Will step back 3. It's on the money. Over the outstretched arm of J.D. Woods.
It's a good way to start.
Bidinger up top, goes right to Hull. Hull goes left. Woods pump fakes the 3, goes back to Hull. Spins through, looking out for Banks. Right wing.
Oh, that could have been a double dribble.
Banks steps through, wants to take it himself, and it's blocked. You could really give McKinnon or Qualls credit.
I think Qualls ended up with it.
But both arms there, one from each guy. And the Dogs, a chance to widen the lead. Brown hands to Qualls. Qualls wants to drive, takes it himself off the glass, doesn't get a favorable roll. Still tipping. Some friendly fire from Lewis. Qualls' putback is no good, and Banks has the surefire board. Banks goes left. Step back. Tanner goes baseline. Hull corner. Bidinger right wing. His 3's on the way, and he answers back.
Good offense, good ball movement. Bulldogs missed a couple of chances. Had a couple of chances for layups there. Just couldn't quite put them in. Good moves. They just didn't quite go.
And we have a stoppage in play on the floor. Braden Brown had his shoe untied. Don't want to trip and hurt yourself. And we resume. Brown, ball in his hand, crossing the logo. Gives to Puckett, left side. Tim dribbles, top of the key. Goes back left. Hands to McDonald. Will guarded tightly by Hull. Will wants to drive. He's fouled. Will they count the bucket?
I imagine they're going to call it on the floor. He's asking if it went, though, so it's good.
And they say yes.
He's asking if it went, so.
After a little confirmation, that's why you've got more than one ref out there. So the and 1 for Will McDonald, looking to complete the 3-point play at the line. And doesn't get a roll, rebounded by Hull. Hull's going right side, it's Banks. Driving baseline.
It's going to be a charge.
And an offensive foul called on Banks.
Will did a great job right there. He's got the scouting report on Banks. When Banks drives right and stops, a lot of times he extends that arm. Will got there, took the extension, and got the call.
And it will be Hickman County possession off the offensive foul. Brown is met by Feidinger. Passes to the right wing. It's Puckett. Qualls, high post. Left corner, McDonald. Dribbles right. Picks up his dribble. Gives to Qualls. Qualls drives, steps through, touches it up. Doesn't get a favorable tip.
That's going to be a foul on Dillon. Kind of reaching over, trying to tip that ball back.
And those are those fouls you obviously don't want to pick up, but it shows effort at least.
Yeah. We just have to keep playing.
Under 6 minutes to go in the third. 33-26, Hickman County in the lead. Tanner dribbles left, step back, pump fakes a 3, and hands right to Hull. Hull wants to drive. Back to Tanner. Threads the needle on that pass. Hull has it back.
Go right, Tyler.
Hull drives, jumps.
Oh, I don't know about that. That looked like pretty good defense right there. It's going to be Tyler's third.
And already after that foul, we see Kylan Seal spring up to his feet, about to check back in. And Seal will replace McKinnon. Tyler, I believe, has picked up the most fouls for the Dogs with 3. Banks, left elbow, gives out to Hull. Hull looking for somewhere to go. Banks, a deep 3 on the way. This one misses short, and Tim Puckett with a one-handed snag on the board. Gives to Brown, left side. Qualls, top of the key. Right,
we got Will.
McDonald, open 3.
Yeah.
He's got another.
Will with 8 points to start us off right here.
And a timeout is called by Coach Scott. It's a 3-point party, and it's hosted by Will McDonald. Now it's time for Lewis County to do a bit of regrouping.
Well, they're going to talk about their strategy. I'll be interested to see, do they go back to a zone? The man-to-man, we're starting to attack. We're starting to get to the rim. We've gotten some shots. Do they stick with the man-to-man? Do they make a couple of tweaks? Do they start denying Will the ball since he's the guy scoring right now? Or do they fall back into that zone and hope we're not hitting threes like we were in the first quarter?
So on that last Will McDonald three, I want you to walk us through how Will ended up so open, because it looked like there was a defender trying to crash, but there was so much traffic right there underneath the arc.
Well, we got penetration from the opposite side of the floor. Was it Dylan that threw it to him?
I believe so,
I
yes.
can't remember. But we got penetration from the opposite side of the floor. Will's guy started to sag down on the post player because the post sagged over to help Dylan, and Dylan just kind of looked at Kylan and then threw it straight to Will, and they didn't have time to recover.
Carson Stewart back in the game for Lewis County.
He's got one big three already, so Kylan has to know that.
Cole at the left wing, guarded by Qualls. Drives left, spin move. Spins again.
It's going to be a foul on Dylan.
And a foul.
We've got to just play arms straight up here.
And all credit to Hull. That was a beautiful double spin move.
Yeah. We've got to get a trap down there or something before he's able to make those moves.
Banks from under the basket looking inbound. Bounce pass to Feidinger, left corner. Gives to Stewart up top. Now McDonald,
That's
Qualls.
another foul right there. That's it. Yeah.
Qualls knocked it out of bounds.
It was. He's reaching over his shoulder right there.
And that is the fourth foul on Dylan Qualls. And Qualls talking to Coach Dawson, just pleading, asking how is that a foul, but a lot of contact there. So 4 fouls on Qualls, 14 fouls committed by the Dogs, and there's a turnover. Tim Puckett. Oh, looking for Brown. Feidinger, his foot was on the baseline. Almost another big takeaway by the Panthers. And Ron, we're going to see a lot of Brody Worley minutes for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, Brody's going to have to come up, play big defense.
Brown inbounds. Worley tries to bank it off the glass. Missed it. And Hull on the defensive board. Hull wants to drive left. Takes it himself. Misses short. And that's Bulldog ball. And Ron, right there, I believe if Hull doesn't touch it, it's going to be Lewis County possession.
Well, the ball was in bounds, though. He was out of bounds when he grabbed it.
10-point
right there,
game.
they got the mismatch on Brown. Just wasn't able to. Brown was guarding Hull. They weren't able to take advantage of it that time.
36-26. Dogs up. Puckett. 3. Doesn't get a roll. Rebounded by Tanner. Tanner down the floor. He wants to drive. He pulls mid-range 2 over Kylan Seal. Rebounded by Worley. Under 4 minutes to play in the third. McDonald picks up his dribble, top of the key. Gives left to Worley at the wing. Gives it back up top to McDonald. Now it's Braden Brown. Seal up top, right to McDonald. There's a 3. A rare miss in this one by McDonald. Rebounded by Hull. Give it the corner. Feidinger back to Hull.
Dogs are in a zone now.
At the right wing. Now it's Hull up top. Pass inside Stewart, right elbow to the corner. Tanner fires away. That one kicks off the back iron. Brown runs it down. He's on a break. Lewis has numbers. Brown steps through. He takes it himself.
Great move by Braden. He has such great body control when he's running at full speed.
He maneuvers with the best of them. Hull drives, baseline. Fouled by Worley. And right there, it looked like Dakota Hull wanted to take it into his own hands.
Well, every time he's right now, we got to realize he's going to grab it and he's just going to attack. We need to give him about 4 feet of space and be able to move our feet.
And still with 2:38 left in the quarter, Dogs already have 5 team fouls, so if Hull attacks, even if he's not fouled on the shot, it's still going to be free throws.
Well, Tyler McKinnon back in the game. He's got 3 fouls. Dylan Claus is out of the game with 4.
And Hull, pretty on brand for how he shot free throws this game already, goes 1 for 2. 38-27. Up top, McDonald. Dribbles left, jump stop, step through. Layup is missed. McKinnon's putback is no good. And the rebound is secured by Hull.
We've got to hit some of those layups around the rim. We've given up about 10 points.
Banks pump fake to the corner, back up top to Hull. Hull dribbles right, Brown rips it away, but it finds the hands of number 10, Eli Chapin, who's in the game for the first time for the Panthers. Banks floats it to Chapin. Chapin dribbles in the paint. Dishes out left to Feidinger. Banks top of the key, deep 3. This one misses short, rebounded by McDonald. And Ron, it looks like Banks is pulling up a few steps deeper than he normally does.
We're making him shoot a little bit further out of his range than he's used to. That one's way off.
And Worley misses the three-pointer, rebounded by Banks. He pushes it to Stewart. He lays it up and in over Tim Puckett. 90 seconds to play in the third quarter. 38-29. Dogs ahead by 9. Braden Brown slowing the pace, right side of the floor, met by Chapin. Brown dribbles left, pulls back out beyond the arc, and gives left to Worley, who then quickly passes to McDonald. Will bounce pass, Worley, spin move, tough contested shot, and he draws a foul.
That may be on Paul right there. Yeah, that's 3 on him.
I believe that's his second foul tonight. No,
It's 3.
that is 3 on Hull. You're right.
Let's hit some free throws here.
Remind me never to question you again.
Oh, I'm often wrong on free throws.
And Worley at the stripe. Some big free throws on the way. That one's gonna roll in off the front of the rim. And Worley's got them both.
Everything let Brody kind of see the ball go through the rim, help that outside shot a little bit.
Ball at the left wing. Hull wants to attack. Lost the handle of it. Tries a mid-range. Banks it over the head of Tyler McKinnon. That's a tough shot there by Dakota Hull, but it's one he can certainly make.
It was a nice shot. Tyler stepped up, challenged that.
And someone to watch on Lewis County offensively is number 10, Eli Chapin. In matchups past, he has been lights out when they've needed a big-time 3. Now it's the Dogs. Under 30 seconds left in the quarter. I believe they're content with winding this time down to take the final shot. Do the Dogs have another buzzer beater in them? They've already had one tonight. 10 seconds to play in the third. Brown still at the logo. Chapin playing tight defense. 3 seconds. Puckett steps left from 3 at the buzzer. Not 1, but 2 buzzer beaters in this district championship for the senior, Tim Puckett, stepping up big time.
Well, to tell you what, that is the best execution that I've seen out of the Dogs this year in a last-second situation. Everybody ran that play exactly the way that they should have run it. Immaculate. Love situations like that to see great execution.
And at the end of the third, your score, Hickman County 43, Lewis County 31. The 1-seeded Dogs against the 2-seeded Panthers. It's going to come down to this final 8 minutes of play. But before we get there, another thank you to our sponsors. Ascension St. Thomas, Meriwether Lewis Electric Company, Pizza Hut, the McDonald Funeral Home, Heritage Bank and Trust, and the Three Rivers Community Health Group. To think we wouldn't have this electric broadcast if it wasn't for the contributions of those awesome organizations. It's hard not to want to stand up right now, Ron. I got to be honest.
I'm standing up.
And it's going to be a Panther ball, the black and yellow, to start the fourth.
Bulldogs staying in the 2-3 zone right now. Did a good job defensively. Held Lewis County to 8 points that quarter. I've got to realize that Hall is going to take over the game right now, so we got to keep 2-3 guys right there with him at all times.
It's Hall in the right corner, goes to Feidinger at the right wing. Back to Banks. Banks on the wing, steps.
Close.
A long step, nice recovery.
That definitely would have been a walk last night.
Hall at the right wing.
Oh, that was a walk.
And he walks. Another example of cart before the horse.
Well, he just got a little quick. Tried the jab stepped right, and then stepped left before the ball went on the floor.
And again, in these kind of games with so much emotion, so much intensity, so much adrenaline, it's easy for that to happen. McDonald guarded by Banks. He tries a three. That one no good. But Worley's got the board. Steps through, off the glass, no good. Still rolling. McKinnon tips it out of the hands of Hull. Oh, and nobody home. Banks, layup for two. And that is a big-time mistake.
Unfortunate right there.
So a fortunate break for the Panthers. 10-point game, 43-33. Hickman County up front. Brown guarded by Feidinger. Puckett guarded tightly by Tanner. Gets it to McDonald. Will, high post. Has it knocked away by Banks. Will stays with it through traffic. Tries the reverse layup. And a jump ball. Several players there going for the rebound.
Will's trying to do just a little too much there. He's got 3 guys on him. At that point, you got to find somebody who's open.
Brown floats it out to Worley. McKinnon on Hull. Touches it over, missed it. And Hull secures it. Hull wants to drive, has momentum, going downhill. A little touch floater, falls for number 11. 2 minutes have gone by in this fourth quarter. 6 remain. 43-35. Lewis trying to claw back on their home floor. McDonald, right wing. Gives up top to McKinnon. Tyler dribbles, goes to Brown. Now Brown will go back up top to reset. Of course, Hickman County with a lead, fine with taking some time off. McDonald, right wing.
Kind of jogging through their cuts right now.
Puckett, left wing. The timer starts by the official, and he goes right to Worley back up top. A lot of passes by the Dogs. And McKinnon has it knocked loose. Hull's going the other way. Got to be careful not to foul. Falling away.
That was a bad call right there. He's standing straight up right there. Hull created all of the contact right there. That can't be a defensive foul. If anything, it's offensive.
And that'll send Hull to the line. That's 3 fouls on Brody Worley. Hull's first. This one's good. And these Panthers getting closer and closer and closer.
At what point does he decides it right now? I was wondering when he'd go with Dylan Qualls. He's going in right now.
And Hull makes both free throws, and now Qualls subbing in for Worley.
They're going to bring up the press right now.
And Qualls has to be careful, has 4 fouls in this one. 6-point game.
Qualls is wide open over the top.
And there he is, steps through, and he's fouled by Bo Banks.
We got to hit one of those layups. Man, got to hit one of those layups.
So if you're the Dogs, obviously you would have loved to see that go in, but the silver lining is Qualls can get him right back at the line. 5:05 left in the fourth. Qualls' first free throw misses. Qualls with that unorthodox free throw shooting style. And that was the third foul called on Banks. Qualls' second one, he gets a favorable roll off the front iron.
Still
5
in the 2-3
minutes.
zone.
Bounce pass to Tanner, back up top, quick swing to Banks, right wing. Carson Stewart, he shoots a three, misses off to the right, it's tipped, and Puckett runs it down. Gets it to McKinnon, who finds Brown, and the Dogs can run the offense. And it seems like Tim Puckett does it disproportionately more than anybody else, running down at those rebounds that kick off the iron. He is so full of energy and hustle. Brown, left wing. Brown goes high post. Dribbles back out beyond the arc and hands off to McDonald near the volleyball line.
Approaching 4 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Bulldogs up 44-37.
Qualls wants to drive, steps through. Oh, and he's called for the walk. So it'll wipe the shot off the board. Qualls in disbelief.
You can't use a Euro step in this association. If you Euro, they're going to call a walk.
And unfortunately for Qualls, that's what he does better than just about anybody. Stewart, high post, hands out to Banks, up top. Banks dribbles right. Feidinger in the right corner, back to Banks. Tanner, left wing, he wants to drive baseline. Qualls has to be careful. That layup is no good, well contested by McKinnon.
McKinnon may have gotten away with one right there.
I was about to say. Three and a half minutes to play. McDonald, ooh, a carry there, yep.
Yep.
With how often we saw the carry called in the Riverside East Hickman game before this one, surprised that's only the first one we've seen.
Well, you know, we've done a pretty good job of just making good straight line moves. You can't use a hesitation move. You can't Euro step. They just got to realize right now, if you hesitate and kind of palm that ball in your hand, they're going to call the carry. If you do a Euro step, they're going to call a walk.
And a timeout was called on the floor. Lewis County, with 3.5 minutes left, still has 4 timeouts at their disposal.
Yeah, that was a good timeout by Coach Dawson. Dylan was frustrated with the Euro call, the walk. Will was just frustrated with the carry call. So, you know, good timeout. Get him on the bench, sit him down for a little bit, give him a breather, and tell him, hey, let's go win this next 3:30 and take home a ship.
And it should be noted that was a full timeout as well, so they're getting the maximum amount of rest. This is going to be a big 3 minutes and 30 seconds. It'll be Lewis County ball out of the timeout. Banks across the midcourt stripe.
Back to a man-to-man. Nah, I think it's still a zone. Nah, it's man.
Cole.
Nah, it's zone.
Pump fakes.
Oh.
Deep three from Tanner. Misses it long. Rebounded by McDonald.
Comes a trap. Get it out.
Lewis in pursuit. Gets it out to Qualls. And Coach Dawson yelling at Brown, and they've got a 10-second call.
Yeah.
A little lackadaisical there.
Yeah. Braden forgot about, we spent time right there. We got the rebound. There was a trap. That took a little bit of time right there. So.
Hole drives. He attacks. And he takes a left-handed scoop all the way home. Might have got away with one there, but
we had the wrong referee that had to call that one.
Brown, guarded closely by Feidinger, gives back out up top to Puckett. We've got 2.5 minutes to play and a foul called on Tanner. neither team close to free throw territory yet.
I think that's just the second team foul. Yeah.
And a timeout called.
Taking another timeout.
I believe that was Coach Scott that called that one. And that won't be a full timeout.
That's a 30. So the last 3 trips down the floor, the Dogs with turnovers. We got to stop that trend. We got to be able to take, come down and score a little bit. Imagine Coach Scott is talking about if the Dogs go to this little stall play, they're going to have a little wrinkle or they're going to jump a pass or they're going to try to get a steal. The Dogs have to be ready for that.
And off the timeout, both teams back on the floor. It's the black and yellow of Lewis County and the all white and silver of the Dogs. Brown passes out to Puckett near the volleyball line. Puckett goes left, back up top to Brown.
Yep.
And Banks tried to jump it, gambles on it. McDonald has it knocked free, and he's fouled by Hull. That'll be his 4th. And some extracurriculars going on the floor between Hull and McDonald. I don't think Hull meant to bump him. And Banks and McDonald exchanging words. The referee having to step in and intervene. Puckett inbounds to Brown, goes back to Puckett. Oh, and another foul called on the Panthers. This time it's number 10, Eli Chapin.
Now we are shooting free throws from every foul from here on.
And that will be Chapin's first foul tonight. The 4th team foul on Lewis County with 2:08 to play. 44-39, Hickman County ahead by 5. And another timeout called by the Panthers. So, Ron, we've seen a few timeouts in succession here from Coach Scott. What's the thought process behind that?
Well, you're in the last 2 minutes of a pretty important basketball game. You've got several timeouts, so you want to maximize every opportunity. If the Bulldogs come out and score right here, all of a sudden you're down 7 with probably, there's 2:08 left. There's going to be under 2 minutes left. So it's important for Lewis County to get a stop, to get a steal, to do something here that creates positive momentum for them.
If Lewis County wants to call themselves district champions, it starts with this first defensive possession out of the timeout. And that Lewis County crowd's going to have to be the most vocal they've been all night.
Well, the Bulldogs have to be strong with the ball. Lewis County's going to be aggressive. They're going to go for steals. If we'll be strong, we'll go to the foul line with a chance for free throws.
Puckett, guarded by Stewart, goes left to the wing. Looking for help, finds Worley inside the arc at the free throw line, floats it back out to McDonald. And Banks has a steal. Banks is going the other way. He misses the layup. His putback, though, is good with no one down there to stop him.
That's where we got to be strong. Banks has timed the wheel perfectly right there.
And we've got a 3-point game, 44-31 with 90 seconds left. Tanner, swarming Brown, gets it to Puckett, hands to McDonald, and Banks fouls. That'll be his 4th. And something you absolutely cannot have if you're Lewis County is for number 12, Bo Banks, to exit this game before the buzzer sounds.
He's making some big plays for him right now, but hey, you're at 130. He just stole the ball from Will right there. He's thinking he can do it again.
All the cards are on the table. McDonald at the line. The first one rattles out, and that's a big miss. Tyler McKinnon back in the game for Brody Worley. And the Dogs just conceding. Nobody going to be attempting this rebound on the second free throw.
We've only got one foul. I really don't understand that.
McDonald to make it a 2-possession game, rattles it in. And a whistle, timeout taken by Coach Dawson. And all these timeouts just adding to the suspense.
So I think each team's going to have 2 timeouts left after this one.
So, Ron, how aggressive are you expecting Banks to be defensively with 4 fouls?
Probably, he's going to look at it. If he's got a good chance for a steal, he's good at it. He's one of the best I've seen at being able to time passes, to be able to time dribbles, to understand. I've seen him several times read the passing angle, and when somebody's caught it, be behind them to tap it away and steal it. So, I feel like he's still going to be aggressive because they're down 4.
I mean, you would think you got to lay it all on the line for the district championship, but it's also about battling that human nature. When you know you have 4 fouls, your instincts are telling you got to be careful. And Brown, and Lewis County still hasn't touched it. It's rolled past midcourt. They saved some valuable seconds. Feidinger to the corner with Stewart. There's Hull, left elbow, driving. He wants to attack. Lowers the shoulder, misses it short. Qualls with a board. Gets it to McDonald. Will fires to Tim. Puckett dribbles back out near the logo to McDonald. Fires to Qualls. Oh, we got a wedgie. The ball was stuck on the rim there.
All right. 2 free throws here are huge because then it puts it a 6-point lead. It takes 2 threes to tie you, or 3 twos.
1:01 left in the game, 61 seconds to determine a district champion. McDonald just not having any luck. That happened on his first attempt, his last series at the line.
He's short-arming it. He's not holding his follow-through. He's short-arming it. Just needs to go up, hold that follow-through. I always tell my girls, take a picture. Hold your follow-through till it goes through the net.
That crowd getting loud on the Lewis County side, and Will hits the second. 5-point game, 46-41. And we've got a minute. Feidinger inside to Hull. Back to Feidinger. Big 3. He's got it. Kobe Feidinger stepping up at a big-time moment, and a timeout taken by Coach Scott. And we've got 52 seconds and a 2-point game. Mercy.
Nice little set play right there. Hickman County was cheating so much toward Hull that Feidinger came wide open and hit a big shot.
And for those listening, that was still a pretty deep 3. That was not an easy shot by Feidinger.
Well, Qualls was closing out at it pretty hard.
But now in a 1-possession game, Lewis County doesn't necessarily have to foul by any means. They can play a controlled defense and try to get an organic turnover.
Well, I expect them to send a couple of traps, try to get a couple of steals, not foul early. They might foul out of aggression, but they're going to try to get a steal, try to get something they can turn into points on the other end.
And that Lewis County crowd on the far side has risen to their feet. Those fans want to see their guys take home a district championship right here at home. The Dogs.
It's loud in here now.
Here we go. It's getting loud. The Dogs want to play the villain on the road. And we're about ready to go. Brown lets it fly. Qualls secures it. No call. No call. 45 seconds. Tanner ties it. 46 all. And now the Dogs can slow it down and take the game-winning shot. 30 seconds. It is deafening in here. McDonald guarded by Banks closely. Under 20 seconds. Timeout taken by Coach Dawson. 18.6 to go in the fourth. And if your heart is not racing, you're not a basketball fan, or you're not listening.
Yeah. That last turnover that we made, it was a set play, but I really don't like taking that risk. Tim broke up wide open, and we instead of throwing it in right there where we had it, we tried to throw the long football pass. Banks played pretty good defense on it. Dylan did a great job trying to get it. There was a whole lot of contact, but the officials, like, everybody's going for the ball.
It's hard to make a call there. It really is.
Right there. So we'll see what the Bulldogs have to try to win this game in regulation. I'd really like to not go to overtime here.
If this goes to overtime, the momentum has to favor the Panthers.
Absolutely.
And I got to be honest, the reason Brown probably didn't hear Tim call for the ball was that crowd over there.
Yeah.
And they're getting loud yet again. 18 seconds to play. We are tied at 46. It'll be the Dogs with the ball. Inbounds to Brown. The clock is ticking. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. McDonald steps through. Scoop. Missed. Putback is missed. And that brings regulation to a close. And Coach Dawson, as well as everybody on the Hickman County side.
He may be putting time on clock and giving them a timeout.
Will McDonald maybe trying to do a little too much, try to draw a foul.
There's no way. Oh, they're putting .2? Nah, that's not right. They're putting 2 seconds on the clock. There was less than 2 seconds. I'll be interested in watching the replay on this, but I don't think there was .2. Yeah, it was about 1, I think. They're putting a second too much on the clock, I think.
But Lewis County has a chance at walking it off at regulation in these final 2 seconds.
Now, the thing we still just have 1 foul. So if they get the ball in a position where they can't, where they're trying to dribble or something, we can foul. But we have to be careful, because if you try to foul them and they're shooting, then they're going to the foul line to win the game.
Oh, man. A lot of anxious fans wearing red and black. After what looked like a district win, Lewis County has stormed from behind.
So Lewis County is going to try to set up a play here to throw the ball to Hull underneath the goal. Tyler's got to play good defense, not let that pass get over him. Here he goes.
Pass to Hull. At the buzzer, misses it short, and we're going to overtime. And I don't think you could write a better script. District championship game, 2 rivals, rubber match, and we've got free basketball.
Well, it's lived up to the anticipation of what we were looking forward to. 2 really good teams fighting it out, battling tooth and nail, giving everything they got to try to win a championship.
And you knew these Panthers were not going to go down quietly in front of their hometown crowd. They wanted to give them a show. They wanted to bring a district championship to this school, and they will stop at nothing until that mission is accomplished. The Bulldogs trying to win their 2nd straight.
No matter how this turns out, the Bulldogs are going to look at this, and they're going to look at a stretch there of about 2 or 3 minutes where we made 3 straight turnovers, where we just made some decisions with a 5-point lead that, kind of led to them coming back right there. We had every chance to, make some good plays, be strong with the ball, finish out the game, and just couldn't do it. So now we've got 4 more minutes to try to do it.
And right now, I would say advantage Panthers.
Lewis County's definitely got the advantage. Now they got a couple of guys in foul trouble,
And those 5 fouls carry over, the team fouls from the fourth quarter.
We've still got 4 fouls to give, so every time we get fouled, we're going to the foul line if we can take advantage and hit those free throws. The last few trips to the line, we were 1 for 2 on a lot of them.
Another important note is that Dylan Qualls still has 4 fouls. And the tip, McKinnon. It's tipped out to Tanner. Lewis County a chance to take a lead. Tanner, wide open 3. Missed it. It's tipped. Puckett runs it down. And it's dangerous leaving Maddox Tanner open like that.
He came open.
Brown spinning inside. Puckett. He's wide open. A Timmy triple to start the overtime period. Speaking of guys you shouldn't leave open, Tim Puckett at the top of the list.
Good job, Brayton Brown, setting him up right there.
Hall drives on McKinnon. He's got the tough 2.
Tyler can't let him go right.
We're seeing back and forth again to start overtime, and Qualls having to lace up the shoes. Dogs 49, Panthers 48, 3:18 left in overtime. Brown picks up his dribble, goes left to Puckett. Dribbles right. Banks staying right with McDonald, taking away that safety net. Puckett dribbles left on Hall,
out of bounds.
And he lost it. Great defense played by Dakota Hull. And J.D. Woods subbing out back in number 10, Eli Chapin. A dangerous shooter in his own right. Under 3 minutes left in overtime. Panthers down by 1. Pass right, Feidinger. Banks has a lane, drives over McKinnon. Panthers up front, 50-49. Dogs looking to answer back. Floats it to McKinnon. Steps through, off the glass for 2. Blow for blow. Banks, top of the key, wants to drive again, steps right. Banks it off the glass. And just like that, Lewis County regains the lead.
Every other Euro's been a walk. That one was a definite one.
52-51, Lewis County. 2:05 left in overtime. This game may comes down to who blinks first and a kickball off the foot of Bo Banks.
We got lucky right there. That was kind of a lazy pass. Tyler McKinnon didn't have great position. If they don't kick that, they probably get a steal.
And more than likely, points.
Yeah.
Puckett at the volleyball line.
We got to get the ball to Dylan Qualls. He's got the definite mismatch.
McKinnon back to Puckett. Floats it to Qualls. He's on Feidinger. Oh, looking for Brown. Oh, but it goes off of Maddox Tanner. Lewis.
We got lucky again.
Fortune favors the Dogs for now, but you can't rely on blind luck to get you a district championship.
Well, we're behind right now, so.
Floats it to Qualls. Has it ripped away, but hangs with it. Hickman County looking slightly rattled. Hands to Brown. 90 seconds to play. Dogs down by 1. McDonald out to Qualls. Dylan drives. And an offensive foul against Dylan. And that's going to give Qualls his 5th foul. So Dylan getting no breaks, and that's got to sting.
I'm going to disagree with that call because the defensive player was moving to the side. Dylan went hard to the rim, but the defensive player I did not think was there. So they're going to pull the ball out now.
A big offensive possession for the Panthers.
We've only got 2 fouls. So, we're going to have to.
Hull goes left, and he shuffles. Hull walks. got a little too much momentum, and again, the Dogs get a break.
We've got to take advantage of it right here, though.
Who's going to be the hero? Under a minute. Dogs down by 1. Coach Dawson telling them to pick up the pace. Inside to McKinnon. Puckett, top of the key. Good! Tim Puckett gives the Dogs the lead. Hull drives. We're tied. Dakota Hull answers right back. What a game. 30 seconds. 54 all. Brown letting it drain. 20 seconds. Goes to McDonald. 15 seconds. And a timeout called by Coach Dawson. And Ron, we got a bit of deja vu.
Well, we had a chance at the end of regulation to set up a play, get a shot. We couldn't get a good one. They ended up getting a better shot than we did at the end of regulation. So need something a little bit different right here.
A chance to right the wrong of the fourth quarter. And a chance to break the heart of this Lewis County crowd. To be completely transparent, I haven't stopped shaking since about halftime.
I'm not shaking, but I am. If you know me, I kind of sway from side to side. I've been swaying.
Mercy. This is awesome. This is basketball. .4 seconds left in overtime. We're tied at 54. Dogs will have possession out of this timeout. That's what you dream of, Ron. Who's going to be the hero in the district championship game?
13.4. Both teams have one timeout. If the Bulldogs can get fouled, they go to the line.
And it's go time. Brown near the scorer's table. Gives it to Puckett. 10 seconds. Floats to McKinnon. Back to Puckett. 3 seconds for the win. Yes! Yes! Tim Puckett has just ended the game. Tim Puckett is the hero. Are you kidding me? Ice in his veins. Tim Puckett has silenced Lewis County. Impossible.
No way. No way. No way.
Now they're discussing something right now. I don't know what it is.
Ball went through the net at 0.3 seconds.
Oh,
There's
mercy.
No way. Hey, the clock doesn't stop here, though. The clock doesn't stop like in college. There's no way he called a timeout then.
Oh, mercy. Well, we've got 0.4 seconds. Time for one play. Lewis to tie it.
Well.
Oh, man. I can't take this.
0.4 seconds. They can't catch and take a step. It has to be a catch quick. They can't take a dribble.
Man, Tim Puckett, a generational performance here tonight.
He said 2 big threes in the last minute, I guess. We were down by 1, put us up 2, and then that right there.
Just leave it to a Puckett.
I might be leaving you after this. I'm just going to tell you. You might be on your own for a little bit.
That is A-okay. That is A-okay. You have earned it. 0.4 seconds.
We can avoid a miracle.
But Lewis County, that's a great ball team over there.
Nothing wrong.
That can do the impossible. Puckett telling them to back off. They got to catch and let it fly.
Get Tyler back. Get Tyler back.
Looking for somebody. Hull, he lets it fly. Not even close. And the Bulldogs, for the first time since last year, the Hickman County Bulldogs are champions of the district. Mercy me! Hatred was not strong enough to keep the Bulldogs off the mountaintop. What a game! What a season! Let's go! Tim Puckett, the shots of his life, silencing Hohenwald. Wow! And my broadcast partner has put his headset down. He's going to spend some time. Well, he's back. He's back.
I'm back.
You're muted, by the way.
Sorry. I'm back. Had to tell my son good job.
I almost lost my voice there. That was unreal. Oh, man. What a game.
Hey, that was fast. That was just a classic basketball game right there from the beginning to the end. Two teams that put everything out on the floor for it. Lewis County played a fabulous game.
I mean, what else can you say? I mean,
you really can't. It was just fun to watch. Fun to watch. Good basketball all the way around.
If we're lucky, we know both of these teams will be on the opposite sides of the region tournament bracket. If we're lucky, we'll see these two meet again at some point down the road.
It'd be nice to see them in a region championship.
Oh, mercy. And Lewis County's crowd, they stayed through it all the way.
Hey, it was fun. If anybody left that game, they were crazy.
Yeah. It's going to take a little bit to come back down off of cloud 9. And thankfully, these Bulldogs were going to have a little bit of time to recover as they don't play until another 7 days.
Well, after that effort, both teams probably need a little bit of rest. Coaches may, give them tomorrow off. Monday just may be a light shoot around, ice bucket day.
Ice bath, warm shower.
And then it's time to start getting ready for the true elimination tournament because next week it's all real.
Yeah, mind you, this game was as exciting as it was, and none of these 4 teams in the tournament got eliminated. Yeah. All 4 survived. Yeah. This was merely for seeding, but it still gave us an absolute instant classic here on WNKX.
Quick stats for you right here. Will McDonald finished with 20, Tim Puckett 16, Braden Brown 7, Dylan Claus 5, Brody Worley 4, and Tyler McKinnon 2.
Tentative stats, of course.
It's all tentative.
Yep. Woo. Now we're going to have the presentation of the awards here momentarily. And as much as this stings right now for Lewis County, they have to know their season's not over.
Oh, yeah.
I see you looking down right now. Will McDonald just taking a nap on the sideline. I imagine all of these dogs are spent right now. Man, thank you guys for joining us on WNKX. What a night it's been so far. And we still got the trophy presentations to go. I know audio only is not the preferred means of tuning into a game, but hopefully we did a well enough job at painting you a picture, and we're going to be back to video for the regional tournament. Fear not. And right now, it is the presentation of the runner-up trophy, and it belongs to the black and yellow, the Lewis County Panthers, after a phenomenal season up to this point. A lot of good players over there. Great coaches, great fans. I mean, this has been a fantastic atmosphere that Lewis County provided us with in this new gymnasium. Their first time hosting a district tournament in who knows how long.
And it's been a great tournament. We've had games, good games all the way through. It's been a lot of fun.
This really has felt like one of the more even playing fields we've had across the district tournament. And now it's time for your District 10 2A champions, the Hickman County Bulldogs. And a roaring applause from the fans in attendance. Will McDonald holding the plaque high. What a group. It has been an absolute privilege to follow these guys this season and throughout their high school career too, going back to last year.
This is probably one of the most successful groups that has come through Hickman County High School. If you look, starting their sophomore year, is when we made our run into the state tournament. Back in the state tournament last year. This year, again, we don't know what's going to happen, but we know they're district champs.
Absolutely. And how about Tim Puckett giving the live out that childhood dream of hitting the game-winning shot in a district tournament.
How about three buzzer beaters?
Three in one. I didn't even think about that. He had 3 buzzer beaters in that game. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's the ultimate dream right there, when you get to have 3 buzzer beaters in a game.
And right now it's all district honors being presented. First, from
Silas
East
Quillen.
Hickman, Silas Quillen. Next, from Riverside, another great player, it's Colt Brooks. And what a duo Colt Brooks and Jack Couples were this season for the Riverside Panthers. Maddox Tanner of Lewis County. And he was one of those silent players that really played big dividends this year.
He wasn't very silent against us.
No, not at all.
He had good games against us, as did Bo Banks right here.
But it's easy to think about guys like Bo Banks and Dakota Hull, but now receiving his honors, Tim Puckett. Well-deserved, number 3. Will McDonald taking his seat on the floor. Looked like it was an inconvenience just to get up right there. And a well-deserved Dylan Qualls.
Will's gassed right now.
Dylan Qualls taking home the Defensive Player of the Year award, and I could think of nobody better.
He always drew the toughest assignment normally on the floor every night.
Co-MVPs. Jack Couples of Riverside taking home the first co-MVP of the district.
Dalton Hull of Lewis County will be the other.
Dakota, but yeah.
Dakota.
Close, it's close.
Yeah. I'm getting too much like my brother. Calling people by other names.
Yeah, Jack Couples and Dakota Hull absolutely deserving. They are 2 phenomenal basketball players, and they led their respective teams with respect, with skill. You got to give those guys a round of applause on the floor. But above all, we're proud of our dogs, Tim Puckett, Will McDonald, and the Defensive Player of the Year, Dylan Qualls. Ron, they got to be thinking, these other schools, when are the Pucketts going to be done?
Well, this is the last boy that's going through Hickman County, so I got a couple more girls to come through. Hopefully they're going to have some moments like tonight too.
Now it's the all tournament awards. First, it's Jack Couples from Riverside. Then it's Kobe Feidinger. What a player he is as well.
Big shots tonight.
A lot of big shots, and he's had big shots all year.
Play.
Bo Banks also receiving honors from Lewis County. Braden Brown, the first dog to receive all tournament honors. Well deserved. Will McDonald, the second Bulldog.
Your tournament MVP is Tim Puckett.
And Tim Puckett is the winner of your tournament MVP. And he was undeniable after this championship performance. The hero of the night.
He hit some big shots tonight.
On your future games.
That might be an understatement.
I'm going to let you go. Head back down and
Go celebrate. Go
Enjoy it.
celebrate. Go celebrate. Ron Puckett, everybody.
Coming out to the games today.
And that concludes our festivities for tonight on WNKX, your district tournament right here from Hohenwald, Tennessee. But before we let you go, one last thank you to our sponsors, Ascension St. Thomas, Meriwether Lewis Electric Company, Pizza Hut, the McDonald Funeral Home, Heritage Bank and Trust, and the Three Rivers Community Health Group. This broadcast would not be possible without you all. We are so, so grateful. But this is the last you will hear of WNKX, at least for presentations of high school sports, until next Friday. We're going to be back home inside J.E. Cisco Memorial Gymnasium. We're going to be back on the live stream. We're going to be videoing it. You won't miss a single solitary second as your girls kick things off round 1 against Cascade Friday night. Of course, we always encourage all of you fans to pack the house, be a raucous crowd for your dogs and lady dogs, but if you can't make it, we understand. That's what we're here for. We're thankful, above all, for all of you supporters and listeners who have been with us every step of the way this season, and we're not done yet. For Ron Puckett, I've been Josh Copley, bidding you adieu from Hohenwald. Goodbye and good night.